Sukun means silence. It is used to show that there is no vowel following the consonant it is written on. If X is the consonant which the sukun is written on, then we can't write fatha, damma, or kasra. In a fully vowel text, all consonants must be marked. They are either marked by a vowel, or if no short vowel is to be written on the top or beneath the consonant, and no long vowel immediately follows it, then use sukun. For instance, in a sentence, Ana urid bayt, which means I need house, it means I want a house. Here we've written all the vowels except the sukun. For instance, let's take a look at the word ana. On the second alif, we put sukun because no short vowel is written on top or beneath it, and no long vowel immediately follows it. Now let's look at the word urid. The letter ya and dal get sukun, because again there is no short vowel written on them, or there is no long vowel immediately follows them. And the last word bayt, the letter ya and ta get sukun. Now you see in this sentence every single letter has a short vowel or sukun on it, because it's fully voweled text. When a sukun marks a medial consonant, it indicates the end of the syllable. Immediately after the medial sukun, a new syllable starts, and therefore medial sukuns are always followed by a consonant. Now let's take a look at the word takhti, which has a medial consonant with sukun on it, kha, and it marks the end of the syllable, takh. The second syllable starts with ta, so the medial sukun follows by a consonant. Ordinary sukuns are written on the last consonant of a word, like jawab, which means answer. On the last letter, on ba, you see the sukun. The second form of sukun is medial sukun, and as the word implies, it's sukun in the middle of a word. For example, we have the word here, bahth, which means research. The first letter, ba, gets fatha. The second letter, ha, gets sukun in the middle of the word. And the last letter, tha, gets sukun too, because it's the last letter. Like short vowels, fatha, kasra, and damma, sukun is rarely written in unvoweled text. And also, sukun is always written as a small hollow circle. Be careful not to write it as a dot or a damma. In this part, we will cover the letter waw, which is very easy letter. In Unit 2, you learned that the letter waw acts as a long vowel and makes oo sound. In addition to acting as a long vowel, it can also act as a letter. When waw is a letter, it is pronounced like the wa in the word well, or like its name, wow. Arabic words can never start with a vowel. So when you see a waw at the beginning of a word, it is always pronounced wa. When waw comes at the beginning of a word, it acts as a letter. One example is the word word, which means flower. Waw, ra, dal. You can see here that waw is pronounced as W. The word is again word. Waw is also used to express the word and, like in he and she, which in Arabic is huwa, wa, hiya. In spoken Arabic, it sounds more like O in the word grow and now. You can practice using waw as a letter on pages 55 and 56. In this part, we cover the letter ya. Ya, like waw, is a long vowel that also acts as a consonant at the beginning of a word. One example is the word Yahud, which means Jew. Ya is pronounced like Y in the word yes whenever it is preceded or followed by a vowel. The word yujad is a good example of ya followed by a vowel. Other example for ya preceded by a vowel is ayyam. Ayyam means days. When a fatha precedes ya and a sukun follows it, ya is pronounced like a in the word say. The sukun may be written on ya to indicate this. Or fatha may be used. Or both sukun and fatha might be used. Because of this, there are three different ways to say the word bait, which means house. Now let's look at the three different ways that we can write the word bait. In the first way, as we see, fatha is on the ba, sukun on the ya, and at the end sukun at the ta. In the second way, we write fatha on ya. And in the third way, we write both sukun and fatha on ya. Here are some cultural tips. In every culture, there are some ways of greeting people. In the Arab culture, it is impolite not to say hello, good morning, good evening, even if you see that person every day. For instance, when you see your family members every morning, you'll have to say Sabah al-Khair, which means good morning. One other way which we use is handshaking, and handshaking conveys a warm greeting. For instance, I shake hands with my friend Bassam and Reda every day which I see them. But here you should be careful about shaking hand with opposite sex, especially if you're a man. The best way which I found is appropriate is to wait to see if the opposite sex first extend her hand, and then you can shake hand. One other way is kissing on the cheek. Again, this happens usually among the same gender. So you might see men kissing each other's cheek in the street, don't get surprised. Or you might see women kissing each other on the cheek in the street. This is a warm way of conveying greeting. So this is something I do with my close friends or family members in holidays. Now we will close with one most common used expression in Arabic, Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah means thanks God or praise be to God, and it's used in a different context. For instance, when somebody asks you, how are you? You can say, Alhamdulillah, thanks God. Or when you finish a meal, it's polite to say, Alhamdulillah. Or if you finished your work, you can also say Alhamdulillah. So you see, you can use this expression in different contexts.